video is sponsored by Squarespace. I just finished up making more bouquets, and I think that this time of year we're making some of the best bouquets of the whole year, but we have a problem because yesterday we didn't sell anything at the roadside stand. The stand is full of gorgeous bouquets. It's overflowing with beauty. The weather has been gorgeous, and the roadside stand is looking great. We planted up a garden up here again, and you know, it really is at its prime right now. All the colors when you drive by on the road, it looks really pretty. And I love this display with the whites and the pinks and the purples. I think it's really eye-catching. I don't know why the sales have slowed down so much, but I do know that a month ago we did a massive installation in front of the roadside stand, and the week that was up was the best sales week of the entire year. And we did it in a window when normally we have some of the worst sales. So, hypothesis. When we have a beautiful installation, we sell a lot of flowers. And we're gonna test it this week by putting another installation in front of the roadside stand. One of my favorite things to use in installations is marigolds. They hold up really, really well. They can actually be put out of water and still look good for multiple days. We are fully into fall now. It's warm and beautiful today, but the evenings, they're getting quite cool. Not quite frost risk warning yet, but cool enough that, you know, it's gonna refresh these out of water flowers. And then I also have lots of sunflowers that I picked in the cooler that I think is gonna go really nicely with the marigolds. So let's get a collection of marigolds to start. I have more yellow marigolds than I'm going to be able to use before they're not good on the plant anymore. The yellow marigolds was my first marigold to bloom, and the variety on here is Cocoa Yellow. And they're great, super protective plants. I figure this marigold is probably gonna last me still 2 more weeks of really good production. So I can do a really big pick on it today for this display and not worry about it impacting my ability to make bouquets at all. You know, it's still, all these little not quite bloomed yet buds are still gonna keep opening up lots. I think this is a decent pile of marigolds to start with. I am not a professional florist, and so the way that I end up doing things is never the way things are supposed to be done. It's me just making it up as I go along. But we found out, you know, with making a handful of these installations over the years, that these metal wire racks work great to be something to just build around without having to go and build some purpose-built arch that you would normally be working with as a florist. And then I want a water source, but I'm not gonna be going and buying some special water pick type tools that florists use. So we use these buckets, and the reason why we use these buckets is because we need all of our normal metal feed buckets, which we buy at Princess Auto. We use these for the market, and I just don't have enough of them to be able to use them for the installation and still get the market done. So we just use these because this is what we have kicking around. But we need water. If we're gonna build this, first thing we need to go with these flowers is some water. It really doesn't look like much, and it very much doesn't look like the structure that a florist would use, but this is actually really effective. These buckets being so big, they hold a lot of water, which means that, you know, when I leave this installation up for a week, it's not like I'm coming back here and having to top up the water again and again. And the wires on the structure actually work really well for form. So, you know, there's enough space that I can have stuff spilling out. I can also have stuff tucked in tight, you know, and then lots of water, and it's easily made with the type of stuff I think a lot of people could find around their home. But right now it doesn't look like anything because we have to put these flowers in. So we're gonna start with the marigolds. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some in the buckets, and then I'm also gonna put some kind of out of water, just to fill in the space. These, like I said, they can handle some out of water, but they do better in water. So you can see it really doesn't take much. My main goal here is to be impactful from the road, so it doesn't have to be perfect. This was quite an armful of flowers that I brought up here, but it actually only took me 5 minutes real time to get these all put in, and it's a pretty solid base for us to now go get more and build on. I think it's working. We've already sold one. As I walk down here, inspiration has struck me. I want to make this fall colored inspired. The weather's still really warm, so this time of year is this weird transition where it is fall. You know, people are buying the pumpkin spice lattes, but it doesn't necessarily feel like fall. So sometimes people are like not excited to be getting the flowers because they're like, I've been doing summer flowers all summer, and they're waiting for like fall flowers. We have fall flowers. A lot of our bouquet designs are in these fall color palettes. yellows and oranges and these sunflowers. These are all super fall. So what I need though is to bring in some more browns. Normally I would have amaranths, I would have red velvet, or no, velvet curtain. Beautiful, beautiful red amaranth. I would have hot biscuit, a beautiful brown amaranth. But my amaranth failed this year. It didn't grow at all. But I have this, which has died. This is, I think it's a quinoa.
What?
Yeah, no, but I think oric is a quinoa, is what it is. But anyways, this is oric. This has self-seeded all over the farm. Because as you can see, it makes lots of seeds. This is a beautiful red, and I used it throughout the summer, but at this point, the plant is dead. It's kind of just garbage. You know, it's left to make more seeds for next year. But like, what a beautiful like brown focal in something where people aren't looking very close, like the installation along the road. So this, you know, was just gonna do its thing out here in the field until cleanup. But what I'm gonna do instead is I'm gonna pick a bunch of it. We're gonna bring it up there. And we're gonna put some brown feature notes into this display, and we'll start to play up these more fall colors. So this is a weed. This is spiny amaranth. This is nasty. I would never put this with all these seeds into an arrangement, because the last thing anyone needs is this getting all over their property like it is all over mine. But these might also look nice. That it's got some of these nice like autumn colors. So I'll grab a handful of these to bring up along. At this point, I know this looks like a pile of garbage. This doesn't look like anything, but you know, sometimes these little detail bits add a lot of dimension to the flower arrangement. So I think this is gonna look great. And we're also gonna grab the buckets of sunflowers. Our cooler is full of sunflowers, because I've been picking all of the sunflowers, but our sales haven't been matching how much the sunflowers are producing. So these are all my beautiful, nice, fresh sunflowers. And then over here, I have buckets of sunflowers that didn't get sold last week. So these are the ones going in the installation. They're maybe a little bit aged, but they'll still look great for along the road. I don't think we need this in any sunflowers, but we have lots to play with. Okay, brown stuff and sunflowers. Step 2. First up, brown stuff. So when you use dried materials like something like this, they actually work a lot better if you don't put them in the water. So if you're doing something and you want to fill in space, dried materials are a great option for an installation. Well, it looks a little scraggly adding that in now, but this is still the base, so it'll work in the long run. These discs are sun fills when you let them bloom out. And I love the looks of them. And they hold up pretty good because they're already just discs. It's not like if the petals drop, they change the look. And then finally, we're gonna be doing the doubles. This is double quick. The building block technique. Throw them in like bricks. All right, so far we got lots of yellow going, but I want to bring in more of those fall tones. So now we're moving on to some reds. This is Pro Cut Plum. At this point, I think it's looking pretty good. You know, it's got this cohesion, it's got the colors that I want. Now we're just gonna put in a little bit of magic. Originally, I was thinking we were gonna do brights. It was gonna be yellows and oranges and whites and, you know, all these fun, bright, punchy colors. But I really like this idea of doing the fall. And so, you know, it's still a little bit too yellow. And if I add white in, it'll brighten up the whole thing. And I just want to make it a little bit more moody. So I'm looking for some more burgundies and dark colors like that. But first, we're gonna feed some chickens some sunflower snacks. Ian got a handful of chickens from the neighbors, and I think they're gonna be excited when I throw some of these sunflowers in. Chickens! What, the snack isn't good enough for you? So what I need is some cosmos, and specifically Rubenza cosmos. These are one of the first cosmos to bloom. They're really fast from seed to flower, which is great when you need something as quick as possible. But the time that the Rubenza really shines is this time of year. It's this great fall color. You know, it starts out with this like kind of pinky maroon burgundy-ish tones, and then as they fade, these flowers, you know, they're finishing, they're dying. I really like the coloring on it. And so I think these are gonna look really great in the installation because, you know, as the buds open up, there'll be some darker stuff, but even as the flowers kind of die off, it'll still match the color combo that we're going for. So we're gonna get a handful of these just as some finishing touches, and then I think it's gonna be done. Okay, we got a little collection of these. I think this will be enough to fill in some fall sparkle and finish up the installation. Okay, now we put in some little sprinkle of magic here and there. I think it's gonna look really good. It doesn't add much, those cosmos, but it changes the color palette a lot, I feel. I think it makes it a lot more fall. That looks pretty good. Well, we have the installation now, but the real test is if it sells more. Today is Sam's birthday, so we're gonna be gone for most of the evening, so we're not gonna know if this is gonna improve sales until later. Also, if you want to send Sam birthday wishes, you put them down in the comments. I'm sure he'd love to see that from everyone.
Right about here.
He's playing his game.
Hey Sam, let's go check out the roadside stand.
Fly.
Let's go see.
Okay.
Friday night and I just finished up the bouquets and the stand has been selling really well. I think we did $200 today. So that's really exciting and I hope that the weekend is gonna do good as well too.
It's dying.
Oh, you think the installation doesn't look as good?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I can literally whip this off.
Hey, don't do that.
I am.
I think it still looks pretty good.
I whipped it off.
I think it still looks good enough.
I whipped.
Oh, and the bouquet's in here. Looks like we need more. What do you think of the bouquet, Sam? How do they look?
Looks good. It's time to go check out the bouquets.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay. Ah! It's time to get in.
What do you think, Sam? How's it looking here?
Looks good. My sister's dirt board. This is Leah's dirt board after a couple days sitting in a plastic bag.
What do you think of these ones, Sam, on the table?
Looks good.
These are for us to take home.
Wow.
Which one's your favorite?
This one.
You like with the orange?
Yeah.
We should put that on the table.
Yep.
I finished up 75 bouquets, so we should be loaded up really well for the market. The markets have kind of only been doing kind of like 700, 800 at the best, so we haven't been sending too much down to the market. But with 75, that's enough. Ian that can take down 50 to the market if he wants, and then we still have 25 to go into the stand for the weekend because, you know, having sold 10 bouquets today, you know, good chance that installation's gonna keep doing the thing. But these bouquets are pretty exciting, so I'll show you what they look like. It's always really fun to get to make the bouquets, but I don't get to make lots of them unless we have sales to match. So I'm excited that the installation has kind of done the trick again, and it's pulled in another cluster of customers, which, you know, it's a nice treat. The season only has a few more weeks left, so maximizing on those sales is pretty awesome. The roadside stand is a pretty awesome asset for us to have as a business because, you know, it generates so many sales. But any business could benefit from the use of a website, and Squarespace can help you get one of those started. Squarespace is an all-in-one website platform for entrepreneurs to stand out and succeed online. Whether you're just starting out or managing a growing brand, Squarespace makes it easy to create a beautiful website, engage with your audience, and sell anything from products to content to time, all in one place, all on your terms. I love how easy they make it for me to build a website. Squarespace Blueprint AI is a guided design system that helps you build your dream website. And Fluid Engine, the next generation website editor, lets you customize every design detail. Whether you're building an online store or offering courses, Squarespace has you and me covered. Go to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/youcan'teatthegrass to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.